Don't expect good governance here.
All right.
Okay, the November 5th, 2025 Board of Zoning Adjustment meeting is hereby called to order. Do we have a submittal of exhibits for the record?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jason Halterman, the Assistant Director of Planning and Zoning. I would like to submit the following exhibits for tonight's record. They are the Platte County Zoning Order of 1990 as amended, Platte County Subdivision Regulations of 1992 as amended, the Platte County Land Use Plan, Platte County Roads Master Plan, all PowerPoint presentations with aerial maps, site plans, and plats shown here tonight, and the Board of Zoning Adjustment bylaws.
Thank you. And if we want, we can swear everyone in at this time.
You can.
Yeah, so anybody that's going to speak tonight, if you want to stand and we're going to swear you all in at one time, that'll make the evening go a little bit quicker.
Just because you get sworn in doesn't mean you have to speak.
Correct.
But it's probably a good idea.
On that. So please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you. And once we get through your agenda item, you do not have to stay unless you just want to see us in action. So on that tonight. So
Item 3 is a variance request concerning 1.44 acres located at 8605 Covered Bridge Road. Cameo Patch is seeking a variance to Article 2, Section 400.130, subsection D2C of our zoning order, which establishes the minimum side yard setback requirement of 100 feet for an accessory structure in the Ag zoning district. She's seeking this variance in order to apply for a building permit to construct a 36 by 50 foot shed on the rear portion of her property. The applicant has stated, we would like to build a shed to keep vehicles in on the back half of the property. However, the current zoning will not allow us to do so. The applicant has also stated they are needing the variance on the current zoning. The property was grandfathered in. As the current zoning states, any structures must be 100 feet from the property lines and 100 feet from the road. Our property is only 100 feet wide. This keeps us from building any sort of structure on the property. There was a site plan submitted that was included in your staff report. This proposed shed would sit 24.7 feet from the western property line, 24.9 feet from its east side. The applicant is seeking a variance of 75.3 feet to this 100 foot minimum side yard setback requirement for an accessory structure in the Ag zoning district. Get your bearings. This is an aerial view of subject properties and surrounding zoning. We're in the middle portion on the eastern side of Platte County. This is Highway B as it runs north from 92 towards Edgerton and Ridgely. This is Covered Bridge Road, which runs back to the west. This is the property here outlined in yellow. Covered Bridge Road then turns back to the north and intersects with Little Platte Road further to the north. This is a close-up view of the property. You can see this property is extremely narrow. It's literally 100 feet wide, and so it's impossible to meet a 100-foot setback from the side, on both sides. So this is the approximate location where they'd like to build their shed on the back portion of the property. This is that site plan that I referenced that was included in your staff reports. Slide to go here in just a second. Okay, there we go. Staff visited the site and observed the following conditions. The property contains an existing dwelling. It's located at 8605 Covered Bridge Road. It's a gravel driveway access onto the road. The site plan shows the property is 100 feet wide by 600 feet deep. The rear of the property where they're going to put the building is not visible from the road. According to aerial, the rear portion is heavily treed, and the shed will be located behind the dwelling in an opening towards the rear of the property. Proving the variance would allow the placement in their desired location. The applicant is requesting a variance of 75.3 feet from that 100-foot minimum side yard setback requirement for an accessory structure in the Ag zoning district, and I'm available for any questions you may have.
are there any questions of staff? Is the applicant present? Please step up. And which microphone do we want? Just any of?
Just in the middle there.
Just in the middle would be great. And please state your name and address. Oh, thank you. So how long have you owned the property roughly?
Since 2002.
Okay. All right, for a while on that. And have you heard anything from the neighbors?
No, we talked to them all, they're all okay with it.
I received no phone calls.
Or anything? And I'm guessing kind of by this, it's almost going to be about where this.
Anybody would have to- I mean, they can pull this, so it's fine.
Good, good. Are there any questions of the applicant? Oh, thank you. Is there anyone in the audience to speak for or against the application? Any further discussion? So I'd be looking for a motion to grant the variance. Everything's voted in the positive, so on that, so we make a motion to grant the variance either way.
I motion to grant the variance.
Have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Have a motion, second, any further discussion? All those in favor of granting the variance? Those opposed, 5-0. That passes.
Agenda item 4 is a request for a variance on an 8.55 acre property located at 24-315 Highway 45 North, which is also known as Armor Road. Billy Atchison is seeking a variance to our zoning order Article 2, Section 400.130, subsections D1A and D2C. D1A establishes the minimum front yard setback requirement of 100 feet in the ag zoning district, and D2C once again establishes that side yard setback for an accessory structure of 100 feet. He is seeking those variances in order to construct a 24 by 36 foot shop on the property. The applicant has stated he is unable to build on other portions of the property. He's also stated the request is due to topography and contours on the property outside of the property owner's control. According to the site plan, the proposed shop would sit directly on the front property line and 50 feet from the side, which is the easternmost property line. He's seeking a 100-foot variance from the 100-foot setback requirement on the front and 50-foot variance from the 100-foot setback on the side. This is an aerial view of subject properties and surrounding zonings. We are in the extreme northwest portion of Platte County. This is actually the last property in unincorporated Platte County. It's actually split by the Buchanan County line. There is a house that they also reside in the Buchanan County, and there's a second house that's in Platte County on the property as well. This is a close-up view of the property. You can see it's kind of an odd shape as well. It's triangular in shape. And I'll show you a topographic map here in just a second. But he would like to build that shop right about this location right here where my laser pointer is on the screen. This is the site plan that was submitted showing the proposed location of the building. Second. This is the topographic map. So the tighter these lines are bunched together, the steeper it is. As you can see, the only flat portion, the widest portions where these lines do not touch so much is in this location right here. There's a ditch that runs through this flat portion here as well, which drops off, and you can see the ditch in this area right here. Just for the scale of it, the 100-foot front yard setback goes right into the bluff. So that is straight up and down. It's clearly, that's the case. When staff visited the site, we can tell you the following conditions. There are 2 dwellings located on the property, one of which is in Buchanan County, the one's at 24-315 Highway 45 North. It's the last property on the east side of Highway 45, like I stated, in Platte County. It's separated from Highway 45 by the railroad tracks. Gravel driveway access onto Armor Road. It's triangular in shape and extremely rugged, as I stated. The flattest portion is in the area where towards the southeast corner, or the point of that triangular shaped property. There's a ditch running through it there, which is the bill on the east side of that ditch. There's a steep bluff within the 100-foot setback. There's no zoning district that we could recommend on staff level to satisfy his request. So therefore, he is requesting this variance to allow the placement in accordance with the current zoning order. Applicant is seeking a variance of 100 feet from that 100-foot front yard setback and a variance of 50 feet from the 100-foot minimum side yard setback in ag zoning district. I'm available for any questions you may have.
Are there any questions of staff? Is the applicant or the representative present tonight? Oh, please come forward. Please raise your right hand and state your name and address. Thank you. So how long have you lived on the property roughly? 11 years. Okay. On that. My only initial blush is, could we get it off the front property line a little bit? I mean, asking for 100-foot variance to 100-foot requirement's pretty steep. You're 50 foot on the side, but I don't know if you'd be, what the challenges would be if you wanted to move it 5 or 10 foot off the property line on the front yard setback. That's my only,
On the railroad,
on the railroad.
I measured it's an 80-foot where it's surveyed. I went 100 feet off the tracks. It's into my yard probably. That's what I want to build in my side yard. Probably 10 feet. So I can be well away from that line. 30 feet.
He's talking about the railroad tracks.
Yeah,
Not
correct.
not the actual property line.
Yeah, the
He's got,
property.
he's actually got double right of way there. He has the highway right of way and then the railroad track. But
But what will the railroad say? Do they care?
Nothing said it's not in there.
yeah, they have nothing to say about
Oh, yeah, but,
They're on the right.
but they're supposed to be a setback. They can, you know,
You're saying there's no way to get any setback off that property line? No, I understand that.
I'm talking like 5 or 10 feet.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'll definitely do that.
So we could give you a 90-foot or a 80-foot or on that front.
I wouldn't do.
We need to talk about the same standards here. So
So, here, let me get back to the mic. So you get, I'd say maybe 10 feet off of here before he starts getting up into the.
Into the
rock,
elevation.
Into the rock and then the bluff would be a max.
because you're going off the property line.
I'm going off the property.
Property
I'm
line, not the
I'm
railroad.
not going off where the
Yeah.
road is. I'm not going off the railroad. I'm going
Correct.
off the property. That's everybody's trying to talk about the same thing.
But-
He may be thinking something different than what I'm talking
That's
about.
why I just want to make sure. We're just talking about 10 foot off. So 10 foot up into the property.
it sets a bad precedence, I guess, if we let you put it right on the property line.
Yeah, based on,
In this case, nobody's going to complain. We get that.
yeah, certainly did. I had a couple phone calls. Really, they just wanted to know where the property was because they didn't understand it was even on the other side of the track. So,
And the elevation's a factor
yes, sir. It
on that
absolutely is a
one
factor.
property.
But could he move it back maybe 10 feet? Possibly, yeah. So he probably could.
It sounds like you're agreeable with that. No, I understand.
And I'll definitely be on my property line. 15, 20 feet away from me. And my neighbor, Ross, doesn't call, said, I can count which meeting.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, if the board were to amend your request, which your request right now is a request of 100-foot setback from the 100-foot requirement to a 90-foot variance. So instead of a 100-foot variance, you'd get a 90-foot variance. You know, you had to be at least 10 feet off the property line. You would be okay with that amendment to your application. Okay.
That won't make you change your building then or anything. That won't, you'd be able to do it.
County roads in the road easement, actually in the easement, so there's the tracks.
Yeah, okay. That's what it looked like. Yeah. Thank you.
Are there any other questions of the applicant? Thank you. Is there anyone in the audience for or against the application? Any other discussion? So if whoever's gonna make the motion,
Motion that we accept the variance, but amend the front yard setback variance to 90 feet, not 100.
Second.
I have a motion, a second, any further discussions? All those in favor of granting the variance? 5-4-0 against. Ooh.
Item 5 is a request concerning a 4.78 acre lot located at 6090 Northwest Copper Hill Lane. Homily Design and Build on behalf of the property owner, the Andrews Trust, is seeking a variance to Article 2, Section 400.150, subsection D2A of our zoning order, which establishes the minimum side yard setback requirement of 30 feet in the R80 zoning district. Applicant is seeking these variants in order to construct a single-family dwelling on this property. The applicant has stated the width of the front build line is an exceptional hardship as it is only 168 feet. The lot is also incredibly steep, making it necessary to build as close to the front line as possible to avoid extreme foundation costs. The applicant has also stated there are unique factors such as extreme topography and a front build line width that is not at the minimum required by the R80 district guidelines. There was a site plan that was submitted with your staff report that shows that proposed dwelling would sit 17.5 feet from the side property line. And therefore, the applicant is seeking a variance of 12.5 feet from the minimum side yard setback requirement of 30 feet in the R80 zoning district. Get your bearings. We are in the southern portion of Platte County. This is Highway 45. Copper Hill Lane extends to the south off of 45. This is a brand new subdivision. It was just platted earlier this year. This is the site plan that was submitted in your staff report showing the proposed location. You can see, once again, this has got topography on it as well. Those are steep. It drops off pretty steeply. Upon visiting the site, staff observed the following conditions. Property is 4.78 acres in size. It's within the Copper Hill Reserve subdivision. Has frontage on the Copper Hill Lane. It does drop significantly from the front to the southwest, which is the back. As you move further away from the building line, there's also a stream running through the property. The rear of the property, there's a stream buffer setback on that. It's 150-foot total width established along that stream, 75 feet on each side of it. It's stated by the applicant the lot fails to meet the 200-foot minimum lot width requirement at the front building line. When this was platted, that was, in full disclosure, an oversight by staff and the surveyor when the subdivision was developed. Normally, at 50-foot build line in R80, property has to be 200 feet wide. We didn't catch that. It was platted that way, so it's established that way. That was our error, but we don't have the ability to just wave a magic wand and fix it. So they are seeking this variance of 12.5 feet, that 30-foot minimum side yard setback requirement in order to construct this house. Had it been 200 feet wide, probably would have been able to fit. So I'm open for any other questions you may have.
Does anyone have any questions for staff?
No.
Is the applicant or the representative present? Please state your name and address.
Mason Conley, 7911 North Stoddard Avenue, Kingston, sir. I guess the only correction is we did shift the orientation to 21.9 feet for the setbacks, a little bit 400 away. And we talked to the future neighbors as well as the agent developer. I have their
I'm guessing you're the builder. Okay. So you're saying 21 point.
21.9 feet, I think it's at 17.
And half of that.
Which is the 1.7.
Okay.
Yeah, 21.9, 0.9.
Eight-foot variance.
Yeah, I was just say 22. Are there questions for the representative? I don't think so. Thank you. Is there anyone in the audience to speak for or against the application? You might come on up and state your name and address, please. Okay.
I'm the developer. I'm also the HOA, so I was fine. They just said that. I think we should probably make it 8 on each side. To the 9 gives them, allow them to be 8 feet away from it. So that way, this, instead of going around the other way, give them more space.
Yeah, 8 foot. Yeah. And then side yard cover both sides.
Correct.
Other than that, I'm fine.
Any questions of the speaker? Thank you. Is there anybody else in the audience to speak for or against the application? Any questions of staff? So it sounds like we're looking for a variance of 8 feet from the side yard setback.
I move we accept the variance at 8 feet. For side yard setback.
Which one?
8.
8,
8
Yeah.
feet.
sound like Becky was the second.
Becky.
Any other discussion? All those in favor of granting the variance? Opposed, 5-0, variance passes. Okay. Approval of minutes, I think maybe 3 of us were here. Oh. Looks like we were here. Any changes or to the minutes? Somebody that was here, Brian or Darren, want to make a motion?
I'll motion that we accept the minutes.
Have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? 3, 4, just 2 abstain. Other business?
I would like to welcome 2 new members, Becky Bauer and John Higgins, to our Board of Zoning Adjustment. This is their first meeting. They are taking the place of Nelsie Henning and David Miller. Thank them for their years of service. Bob had been on for a long time. He was on our planning commission before that. Becky is coming from our planning commission to the BZA, so now we have to replace her on that board. But no, we appreciate your public service and agreeing to serve with us. Our next meeting will be in February, and at 6 p.m. in this room. We'll have a great holiday season, and thank you.
Thank you.
That's all I got.
I don't think there's anything pending, is it? Yeah, we're done
You've managed to.
with.
Not get
Stay out of court.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying anything.
Yeah. So
So far, we've managed to stay on the shore.
we will stand adjourned. Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
They are. That's the run of the combine as we speak.
Yeah, I better get, I was laying